cliffside. My pronouns are they, them. And this is cliffside permaculture. What are you doing up there, Crazy? It's kind of a nice evening. That's the direction the sun sets in. And I can hear the geese heading towards the river. Oh, away from the river. Well, that's weird. Where are you going? They must have a different place they sleep. Most of them sleep by the river. So, I did some stuff. This pile is 1/5 what it was. I'll show you the rest of it. I filled up an entire... I have trash cans with holes in them for composting weeds. I filled up a whole one with this... I call it gillyweed, and I can't remember what it's really called. I don't think it's creeping Jenny. That's different. It's a creeping something else. And so the idea here is that I'm gonna take this row out to make it the trench for water diversion from the pond secondary. Eventually, I think I'll make the two overflows even so that they fully disperse the water throughout the landscape. But there's already this trench down here that has just been an open trench, and I would really like to fill it in with wood chips. It may need widened. It could be quite a bit bigger of a thing. With all this in mind, and that part's kind of nice in a lot of ways. Got a lot of weeds out. Got a little bit organized even. So this row, I'm gonna lift everything out, make it a trench, and then set into the wood chips that I put in the trench pots similar to this, probably a little bit more mounded. You see how it's a double row, or perhaps even a triple row, depending on a few factors, I suppose. I transplanted a lot of the pots. I went through and found ones that were empty, and I got my soil mixing thing over here. And so I want to do something that I've never done before. I want to do for the US people, sorry, it's regulations, not because I want to exclude anybody. I want to do like an over-under guess for winning the daffodils out of this row, because this is the first row of daffodils that I put in alongside the pots, and I just made it a complete mix. There's daffodils and snowdrops, many kinds, just all scattered through here. And then I realized that I wanted to be able to intentionally pick the daffodil type. So after that, there's a few mistakes in this row, and then after that they're almost perfect as far as like, and then it gets down into detail, like this side's one variety, this is another, and that's another. So it evolves as it goes, but my earliest one, I don't like it anymore. So the thought is, if people, you gotta be subscribed, or I am gonna pull that stunt, because if I'm gonna pull this stunt, I may as well fully pull it, right? And then I'm gonna dig through here, and however many I can fit in a flat rate USPS box, then that's what I'll send of pretty well balanced, some of them scented. There's 4 or 5 different variety of daffodils in here, just willy-nilly. And then snowdrops too, so you'd get a mix of all of that. I'm popping in as editing me from the future. Stay and watch to the end so that you can see some information on how to avoid getting scams and exactly how this is going to work. On back to the video. If that's something you're interested, throw in some numbers, and eventually we'll see like a fast forward of me doing it so that I can find them later. So I think that's how I'll do it. Although, you know what? Maybe put guess, the word guess, in your comments somewhere. That way I can also search, because there is a search tool in comments. And if there's so many that there's a ton left over, maybe I'll give away 2. I don't know, we'll find out. But yeah, throw me a number in the comment section here, and let me know how many daffodils you think are going to be in this row. If you've been around long enough, or you want to go back and look, and I mean actual bulbs, not, you know, like each bulb like this. And I'm going to count the little ones too, if it's doable. So like here's one, there's one, just right there, you know. And I don't know how many I put in, but regardless, they will have multiplied since, because it's been a few years. Oh no, I knocked it over. Ugh. Yeah, so I've been here trying to get all of this weedy stuff out, and I'm gonna start planting in every pot. I'm gonna put a ground cover of violet. So I left the violets in, and I'm gonna start doing that as a co-planting in all my pots. It'll just kind of be like a signature thing, and that'll also help to deter weeds getting into the pots with whatever I intentionally planted. So that should help a lot. And then this will just be a wash of violets. It'll also give me a way to rehome a lot of the ones that are choking out my garden in the back, because ground covered they are. They do not let a whole lot of other things grow. So yeah. Oh, I did promise that I'd show you the rest of the weeds that I pulled out today. So let's go have a peek. The Feisty Rooster and Phantom are in here. Feisty Roo runs at me and pecks and bites, and it's kind of cute, honestly, because he's really protective, and plus they're so small it doesn't hurt. But he's very protective of his hen. And then down here, so you can see here, for example, like all of the low growing stuff is violets, and I need to start thinning that out. My potatoes are blooming, these accidental overwintered potatoes. And see that? That only had like a few inches of weeds in it. I filled it up just today. So that's kind of ridiculous. It's like from here up. That's a lot. So yeah, there's the sky, and it's getting dark. So I hope you're having a really good day. Thank you so much for visiting the cliffside. Put in your guess with a number below. Take care. Bye. Okay, let's hope I remember to say all the things. Things to know, so that, because I hear that some people, I got really nervous about this video. This was a few days ago, and I checked in with a few of my friends that have done giveaways on different platforms, a couple of people who own businesses, you know, and they have suggested first that I specify how I will contact the person who wins. So the first thing to say is that on your comment, where you say guess, so that I can find it, GUESS, and the number, I will comment giving the winner my email address, which is cliffsidepermaculture@aol.com. Okay, so no other contact method should be considered, and no other method of delivery of information for mailing should be pondered at all. Don't give your info to randos or anyone that's creating a fake account to try and info grab. All right, so that's one thing. YouTube says that this is not sponsored by them. Okay, so there's some legalese, right? And if there are multiple people that guess the right number or guess the same over-under number, then the first person who guessed it will be the one that wins. If two people guess it and I have extras, then I'll ponder whether to do it twice. Sound good? And then, let's see, what else? How it'll be delivered. YouTube's not responsible for anything related to this. This is me giving stuff away because I don't have space for any more daffodils on my property. Check out the playlist of early spring bulbs if you're wondering the extent of it. Like, oh my god, there's nowhere else to put daffodils whatsoever. So I definitely just want to offload some of them. And that's probably about it. If you have questions, let me know, and I will look forward to seeing your number comments in the bottom. See you there. Thanks so much. Bye.